Hi Virgo, this is your forecast for the month of August 2017. If you have visited me before, thank you for returning, and if you are new, welcome. This is a general reading for Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising, or Virgo Moon. It might also be helpful to watch your rising and moon sign. You can join me on Facebook and Instagram for daily insights on tarot and astrology, as well as my pay-per-view channel, vimeo.com/The Alchemist Astrologer, for love, finance, and other readings. So Virgo, this first week of August, either you're terribly ambitious or you're under a bit of a strain. So you're putting forth a lot of effort. It could be you're feeling sort of overburdened there, and possibly some unreasonable obligations. Maybe you're taking on too much, or you're feeling the pressure of a situation, or you don't have very much control over your circumstances. Maybe you are struggling with something. For some of you, though, this is about actual physical labor. You are doing something that is taxing your physical strength. It could be that you have a lot of plans, a lot of desires, a lot of ambitions. You want to make a lot of things happen. But more than anything, this is about your aspirations and being guided to do something. Now, this is about, your physical and emotional endurance. Maybe you're at a crossroads, you're under some type of stress and you just don't know if it's possible for you physically, emotionally, financially, whatever, to take on anything more. But this is going to be a week where you do have some opportunities to make some changes that are going to change the path of your life for the better. It can if you put forth that effort. It could be that for you this is a week where everything is, takes on this all or nothing significance. You may be blowing something out of proportion and you're attaching a greater brevity to a situation than is necessary. And so because of that, you're actually taxing your own endurance, getting in your own way and creating a disadvantage more than anything else. For some of you, this is something negative. You are taking on something that doesn't belong to you, and so you're making some excuses. You're meeting a situation with resistance and you're staying stuck in a rut. And because of that, you've taken on way too much. Now you're making promises to other people, and in the end, you're letting them down and you're letting yourself down, especially if you feel uncertain about a situation, or you feel cynical, you're mistrustful of circumstances. You're probably distorting a situation. You're misconstruing the facts, and there's a lot going on in your head more so than externally. Much of the problem exists inside of you. Now, this is about being ambitious. For some of you, you're making some small gains, and you're welcoming making the chance to make some changes. Maybe you're making some changes at work, or maybe your attitude, the way you think, the way you operate, the way you feel. And perhaps some of you are delegating. You're letting go of some things, or whether that's responsibility, or you're letting go of some old habits, some old attitudes, and this is going to allow you to make some positive strides. You're going to feel better. And some better things are going to appear simply because of that, whether or not you've been looking for it. Once you let go of something, you allow the room and the space for something more positive to appear. For others of you, again, you're putting in a lot of effort and you're getting very little result. It could be that, there's been some kind of violation of trust, and maybe there's some kind of scheme or plot taking place that's causing some worry for you. Maybe taking on other people's responsibility, or simply not applying yourself the way you should and misusing your talents. Some of you, you're meeting with resistance because you're involved in situations where there's been some kind of deception or jealousy or cheating. Whatever it is, again, you are at a crossroads about where you go from here, and you may need to take a look at some situations where you have been unrealistic. Now, this second week, you have some new opportunities. If you were carrying a heavy load, this could be a week where you get some help, some assistance, some windfall. But it could also be that, again, you've been putting in that work, you've been working hard, and this week, results show up. You're reaping the reward of your effort. Now, for some of you, you're going to be meeting new people, having new experiences, or you're taking on extra responsibilities because you're making some kind of plans and you're trying to solidify that. It could be making some purchase. You're working hard to pay for something, a home, a vehicle, a vacation, something. Or you're working hard to lay the foundation for yourself financially or for some project. For some of you, this is some kind of resistance. Maybe you're resistant to hard work, or you're falling under the burden of hard work. But this week shows the opportunity to increase your money earning potential. Could be some kind of winning. Maybe, again, you're getting the rewards for some kind of venture. The capital is now flowing and you have a financial advantage. If it's not financially, maybe you're just getting some recognition, or some recognition for your work, or some kind of promotion, or you're changing your career. But this could be a week of breakthroughs where you get some insight or some sudden inspiration, or finally something is taking off for you. For others of you, you've taken on the responsibility of something because this is a week where there's some unexpected visitors or news. In the negative, though, you're getting very little reward because, again, you've taken on too much and there's an inability for you to carry through on some kind of promised action. Some of you are feeling emotionally insecure. But in the positive, this is about avoiding any impulsiveness and putting in the hard work to plant some seeds for your material desires. So an opportunity or some type of dilemma could fall into your lap, and either way, it could be both. Whatever it is, it's going to be a blessing for you, even if you don't immediately recognize that. But this is a week of some type of enrichment, either on a financial or an emotional level. Now, the third week, you have the Chariot card. This is a major card, so you are moving toward something. And you're feeling very emotional about it. For some of you, this is dealing with a Cancer person. So for some of you, maybe there is resistance to helping this Cancer person, or you have an obligation to pay this person. For some of you, you're having to make some decisions about taking care of something in connection to travel or transportation or your vehicle. This is a week, though, where you may be involved in some type of battle, whether with others or with yourself, and you're feeling very emotional. And what you're putting out there is having a strong impact and influence on the environment and those that you are connected with. This is a week of knowing when to be in charge and when to fall back. This is about taking the reins when necessary, or passing those reins off to others. So again, knowing when to delegate, whether you're taking on too many responsibilities, too much of a burden. This is going to be a week that relates to travel in some way. Now, because the Chariot is all about moving quickly, moving forcefully, you have to be especially careful this week about perhaps getting a ticket. For some of you, that is the issue. You are having to pay the heavy price for a ticket. Maybe you have multiple tickets, or you're having to pay for, some kind of travel plan. But travel is in focus, as well as communication. And this is a week where you're going to be making some changes. You're going to be revising your schedule in some way. You're going to be revising your personal relationships, your professional relationships, your dealings financially. And you're going to have to come up with some new strategies. You have strong intuition this week, and you need to use that rather than your emotion to help guide your path, to help you keep a situation moving the way that you want to. So this is a week about leadership, and not just leadership, but effective leadership. There are going to be some changes. You can count on that. It's going to test your patience, and probably there's the potential to make you angry, or to put you in a situation where you react impulsively to something. But you need to keep that in check. Any changes are likely to bring more opportunity for you than they're costing you. So there is something tied to your situation this week that smacks of either adventure or romance or some kind of twist. Something unusual is taking place this week. Because you're trying to meet a goal, you may be fixated on it, you may be obsessed about it, and that's important because you're going to need to be very concentrated in order to make any advancement. Something about your situation has the potential for a delay or some kind of miscommunication. There could be some mechanical breakdowns, and for some of you, there's something going on medically that you're going to need to address. So you're going to have to be patient and less emotional about a situation. Again, you're trying to reconcile differences, whether in a circumstance, with another person, or even within yourself. And curbing that shadow side, you could be working with elements of shadow and light in yourself, the darker aspects of you or another person or a situation. Now, this is a week, again, where you feel very strongly about something, whether that is, having something play out the way you want, or putting your investment in one particular person. You believe that this is the end-all, be-all. This is the answer, the solution. And it only means that you're looking again outside of self for that validation, for that confidence. This is going to be a week where you need to understand that some things are not in your control, that either because you miscalculated, or you made a misjudgment, or you made a mistake, or simply that things are outside of you are playing out and you just have no control of that, and so things are not going to play out as quickly or as smoothly as you want them to. This is going to be a week, though, where you are focused on a goal. You're going to want to bring some of your ideas to life. You want to bring into your world what you desire, and that may mean, trying to influence other people in order to do that. You're looking at your relationships, and those are going to enter into some kind of new phase that gives you a new perspective, a new awareness. For some of you, you're understanding that in some cases, you need to take some steps, that you have been operating, in a fog, under an illusion, and that you're putting in all of this effort, but you're not getting the results that you need. In other cases, again, you're working towards something and you're seeing the result. Now, the last week you have the King of Swords. This is air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, or just the traits of this king. Some of you, you're getting some advice. Maybe you have a situation that you need to get some kind of input into. You may be resistant to that advice, or somebody may be giving you some career advice, or you may be dealing with something. If this is about a ticket or transportation, you may be dealing with somebody of authority who makes decisions, like a lawyer or a judge. But this again is about control and balanced judgment, making a fair decision, using your analytical mind in order to reach an ambition. It's likely that you're going to be asserting yourself in some way. This is about commitments and following through on things, your strength of character. And so for some of you, there's a resistance because you're not in touch with that intuitive side of yourself. You're stuck in your head more than your heart, and you're out of touch with your feelings. This could be a week where there's some resistance because you really don't want anybody telling you what to do. You want to be your own person, and you don't want anything, any limitations, and you may be hell-bent. I mean, this Chariot card says you're barreling towards some destination, right or wrong. Now, maybe, you're dealing with a specialist of some sort, maybe a government official, a professional person. In the positive, this is somebody who is fighting for your interests. This is somebody who is an excellent advisor. In the negative, this is somebody who is aggressive in negative ways. If this is a ticket, maybe this is a police officer, or again, a judge or a lawyer, or somebody who is not using their power positively. This is a bully, somebody who may be corrupted by power, or who is just cold-hearted, callous, and unjust. So you may be dealing with somebody who is ruthless, suspicious, sarcastic, or vindictive. If this is a father figure, this could be somebody who is willing to cut off his children. In the positive, you're using your analytical skills in order to move forward. Again, there's a destination point, and you're being focused, you're motivated, you have drive, you're following through with the plan that you have created. For others of you, you're failing to assert yourself. Perhaps there's a lack of direction. You need to reorient, and maybe there's a reluctance for you to make that decision, or make that choice, or make that move. And so for others of you, you're involved in something where there's a challenge involved. It's something very intense, and people are not being clear. They're sending out different messages. There's some miscommunication. Now, the underlying energy is this Queen of Swords. Again, more air energy. So this is a queen who normally, she smacks of some type of hardship. And she can show up when there are issues about being alone, having to toe the line alone. Maybe she's single, maybe she's divorced, maybe she's separated, maybe she's widowed. You could be feeling the burden of some type of hardship, or dealing with people who are. Now, you have this queen and this king, and many times they show up as a couple who is divorced or separated, or there's some type of tension or strain within the relationship. This could be an uninvolved parent, or somebody who is distant. This could be somebody who's very career-minded, and there's very little interest in a love life, or something emotional. For her, this is all about practicality. Things have got to make sense. And she is somebody who can hold her own with regard to communication, conversation, the intellect. And she's got a lot of opinions about a lot of things. This is somebody who, may have difficulty dealing with men or authority figures. there's also, for sometimes there's an inability to commit. You know, she may be talking to several people at one time. She's somebody who can, you know, be very strong in her speech. You know, she can cut people down to size. And if she's dealing with masculine authority, she can emasculate that person. There's a tendency to feel as if she's right in any argument, whether she is or not. And she can be overly analytical. She wants to be in control. She wants to dominate. And if you get on her bad side, if you have betrayed her in any way, she is going to come after you. So this could be a month where, you know, determination, hardship, making decisions becomes very important. That king means that something new is taking place. Some new wheels are being set in motion, and either somebody is trying to handle something more effectively than they have in the past, some ongoing situation, or they're trying to get ahead. They're trying to get the edge, the upper hand in some way, or protect themselves. And that could be somebody that you're dealing with, or that could be a trait that you're taking on. This queen can also make war or peace depending on how she's feeling. So whatever she's doing, she may misrepresent herself in order to meet that goal. She may be connecting with others because, again, she suffered some type of hardship. And even when she's acting negatively, that's largely because she's experienced some type of emotional or material loss or disappointment in the past, and it's driving her decisions and her outlook. For some of you, this is all about the conquest. There's the challenge to gain something rather than really putting forth the effort to create a tangible, solid connection that has real intimacy and emotion connected to it. Now, some of you will be making decisions. This may have to do with connecting with others. It could be about starting a romance. It could be about your friendships. Could just be some kind of opportunity. And for others of you, it's about a decision to get out there and network, get in the community. This is also centered around your partnerships, your connections with others. If you are in relationships that are rewarding, fulfilling, constructive, how you are dealing with others and how you are allowing yourself to be treated in your relationships. You also have this King of Swords as the end card. And so it could be that somebody else is in control of the outcome of a situation, especially if this is an authority figure of some sort. So you're going to be dealing with some challenging developments that are also going to give you the opportunity to get clarity, to improve, to repair in order to move forward more efficiently. You have all four elements, all of the suits. And your benefits are going to come through other people, or there's going to be some kind of favor, and it's likely to be attached to, again, an opportunity that's connected to that King of Swords. Some type of assistance, whether that's material, emotionally, or just good advice. Now, there are also going to be some kind of delays within a situation, some kind of decision that needs to be made, and you're going to have to consider it carefully, or someone is. This is something that should not be rushed. So you have this Chariot card. So this should be about controlling that energy. While you want to move forward, you want to have control and precision to meet the target. This is about getting together with others in what should be a congenial atmosphere or an environment, and yet there's some kind of element or discord running through a situation. And this is about using your intuition to find solutions to what appears to be impossible problems. This is about developing your psychic awareness. Some of you may be acting as a mediator in the workplace or dealing with people who are. And this is also being seen as a good listener and a wise counselor. So, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And of course, you can always book a personal reading at thealchemistastrologer.com.